Hello my friends, Darth Trooper here, and this is my initial impressions of The Outer Worlds 2. The big question on everyone's mind is this game really worth the $70 price tag? I've put in about 5 hours, and I'm here to help you decide if you should spend your hard-earned cash or just save your money. Now let's get this out of the way immediately. The Outer Worlds 2 is really not a bad game at all. In fact, it directly improves on almost every major complaint people had about the first game. Remember The Outer Worlds? It had that classic Obsidian charm and some great RPG systems, but let's be honest, it looked dated, and the combat was pretty floaty, really just functional at best. Well, The Outer Worlds 2 fixes that. Obsidian are masters of RPG mechanics, and that is on full display. The graphics are gorgeous, a huge step up, the guns feel great, they're punchy, they're responsive, and the combat finally has that impact that it was missing. And the perks and flaws system is a cool and unique spin within the genre. Foundation-wise, this game is solid as a rock, but a solid foundation doesn't mean much if you have no desire to live in the house. And that's my core problem with The Outer Worlds 2. It is just so profoundly unintriguing. In a year filled with absolutely stellar single-player RPGs, a game needs to grab you. It needs a hook. It needs to make you care, and I just don't. Let's talk about the story. You're an Earth Directorate agent sent to the Arcadia system to investigate these devastating rifts. And how do you start this grand new adventure? Well, you were frozen for 10 years after you were betrayed by someone you thought was there to help you. And does that sound familiar? It's the "you were frozen" trope from The Outer Worlds 1, now lazily remixed with the "you were betrayed" trope from the Fallout 4 series. It felt uninspired in the first game, and it feels even lazier now. When you compare the draw Fallout 4 had, love it or hate it, you were invested in finding your son from the second you left that vault. This just feels like a checklist of chores. Go here, talk to this person, shoot those people, make a decision about a faction war I couldn't possibly care less about. And that's the biggest bummer, because like I said, the game isn't bad. There are these tiny, brilliant glimmers of the old Obsidian. I had this one moment, I was exploring this high-up factory platform, and I hear a guy yelling something like, "Don't worry, I'll get us down," and then you just see a dude plummet, like 5 stories to his death, just splat. I go over, and there are 2 other people still stranded there. They're panicking, asking for help, and tell me that the dead guy had these experimental double jump boots on and was sure that he could make it down. So I loot the boots off of the corpse and boom, it's a permanent new perk. I can double jump and I can easily hop up there and save them. That was neat. That was a fun, dark, emergent little piece of storytelling and gameplay all in one. But that's the problem. It's like 2 out of every 10 things you find are that interesting. The rest is just uninspired filler. I think after this, I finally realized what it is about modern Obsidian. They make these deep, mechanically sound RPGs with decent combat and great systems, but the story just isn't there. It isn't interesting. I had the exact same issue with Avowed. It looked awesome. It had all this potential, and I couldn't give any fucks about the story. I gave the game 10 hours before I bailed on that one too. I think at this point, I've realized they're not very good at original ideas. They are masters at fleshing out other people's ideas. Fallout New Vegas was such a banger, one of the all-time greats, because they had the world building, the lore, the iconic backstory handed to them already. They just had to pull from that deep well. When they get left to do things on their own, the worlds just get weird, and not in a fun, compelling way, but in a "why should I care" way. Look, I know New Vegas was ages ago. The point is, those people, that creative lightning in a bottle, it's gone. It's like hoping BioWare games will be good again. All the people that made the good games, the games that had defined a genre, are gone. And the new blood is just riding on the coattails of giants, and they just can't seem to come close. So here's the final verdict. Should you spend $70 on The Outer Worlds 2? No, absolutely not. It's a solid 7 out of 10 game. It's B- at best. If you want a 25-hour sci-fi RPG to just turn your brain off and shoot stuff, you'll probably have a decent time when the game goes on a deep sale, but it is not a $70 game. Save your money. This is not even a true sequel. This is The Outer Worlds 1.5. It's a prettier, better shooting version of the game with a story that's just as forgettable. This is exactly what should have been a $20 or $30 DLC. But hey, that's just my take after 5 hours. What do you all think? Are you playing The Outer Worlds 2? Do you disagree with my points? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review and want to see more, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more impressions and reviews. It really helps the channel. This is Darth Trooper signing off.